Hi guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to what is a huge day, a momentous day, the day in which we finish season 1 of ReZero. That's crazy. It feels like we just started this series not that long ago. We've been through so much together, following Subaru, following Emilia, following Rem, following all these other characters that we've grown to love and appreciate throughout the series. We have met so many interesting characters. We've been on so many roller coaster rides. We have been at the highest heights and the lowest lows possible within this series. This series has really just had me in the palm of its hand, riddling me with anxiety, making me feel so intensely excited and hyped up. And yeah, this has been a really special season 1 so far, and I'm very excited to see how we wrap things up here. Where do we go in this final episode? Are we heading towards this so-called sanctuary after everything? Are we heading towards the manor again? Like, yeah, it's hard to know now where we're going to go, because I suspect the first maybe half of this episode will be the fight with Petelgeuse, and we will probably beat him, right? It's gotta be a you're done bozo kind of fight. Like, we're just gonna like beat him fairly easily, I suspect, anyway, now that we've got the power of Julius on our side. Now we have to kind of lead into a tease or a setup for a second season, so I really don't know where things are gonna go there. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens here. I hope that you guys are too. If you are, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and of course leave a comment down below letting me know if you're excited for me to start checking out season 2. It's going to be coming very soon, I hope. The plans right now are for the next maybe week or two to check out the break times, the OVAs, movies, whatever they happen to be, just everything that leads into the second season, any extra content that I can get, so that I have a more full idea and full knowledge, I guess, of the entire content within ReZero. So yes, please just let me know how excited you are for that stuff. And also, for anyone that's still watching this intro little section, you can feel free to leave questions down below, and within the break episodes video that I might release, I might also kind of do a little Q&A for any questions that you might have regarding the series. You know, if you want to ask any questions about how I felt about certain things, what I think is maybe to come, or characters that I liked, or just any kind of opinion based things, or just questions in general, please feel free to leave those down below and I will get to those and answer them within that break time video. But please, if you can, avoid any questions that might lead into spoiler territory, because I like to theory craft, as you might know from watching these videos. But yeah, please ask questions that don't veer into anything I can interpret as spoilery, if that is possible. just kind of leave the questions season 1 related with, you know, you can ask how I feel certain things are going into season 2, or what I might think happens in season 2 or and beyond. But yeah, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah, I feel like I'm yapping a little too much. I'm excited to check this out. I've been waiting so long. I apologize for the late upload. I know I normally upload these on Tuesdays, and today is a Wednesday. My wife did have some time off work, and you know, we were just spending time together. It's not often we get time like that, so I was just taking the time with her, and I am just now getting to this video. I have been sitting thinking about this the whole time though, so here we go. ReZero finale. Whew. Let's go. Alrighty. Whew. I'm very nervous, but also very excited. It's a very strange feeling. I know that we have 2 more seasons to go, but it does feel a little sad to be reaching the end here of season 1, because this has been such a fun journey to be on. But yeah, I'm just so glad and excited that we have much more to come still. So here we go. Let's just dive right into this and see what comes our way. Oh, okay. We're going straight to Emilia and Wilhelm and the kids. That sounds terrifying. Ooh, I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, you should stay here and protect the kids. Someone's got to protect the kids, right? I feel like this is setting up for disaster. Subaru's eyes? They look kind, or they look like they want to help, or... Oh shit, he's already gone. Damn. This is setting up for something awful happening. I just know it. Like, either Emilia's gonna be kidnapped, the kids are gonna be killed, something's gonna happen. Okay, we're jumping straight to Julius, Subaru, and this guy, Petelgeuse. Oh, that's such a cool shot. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Seeing him with a different eye color is very strange, though. Oh, shit. Oh my god, okay, they're actually hurting him. Ooh, it's not as easy as we thought. Are they both feeling it? Ah. I'll keep up. You don't need to worry about me. Holy shit. Petelgeuse, your time is up. You were loved. You were loved, but now your time is up. Now the witch is a new best friend, and it's Subaru. Holy shit, okay. Oh. Alclauseria. With the eyes closed. Holy shit. Wow, I love Julius's, like, effects. It's so over for you. Oh. A dome barrier. What? Okay. Yeah, what is that? Was it I? Oh, there it is. All 6 elements together. Holy shit. The rainbow. Why undo? We're pretending, right? Wait, what? Are we actually... Oh, we're gonna kill it! Oh! We're killing Petelgeuse this way? Oh, that's so cool. He gets to see the witch. This is perfect. Oh. Those hands are here to strangle you. Thank you, but I want your heart. Oh. Holy shit, that's it? Oh. One go. All it took was one attempt. That's crazy. That's crazy. Holy shit! He just got crushed. Rest in peace. Yep, you tried once and that was it. That was very slothful of you. Do we take the gospel? Scan it for clues? Oh, it's empty. Why is it empty after a certain point? The firestones. Someone took them all? Hopefully it's not in the kids thing. Oh no. Oh dear. Probably not, they're too far gone. Yeah, all of that. Oh, auto? I'll say anything right now. Oh shit. You got the fastest land dragon of them all? I'm Patrash. We were sending AI with him. Hell yeah. I'll be sure to invite you. We will see you again, Julius. And I can't wait for it. Shit. Okay, Otto knows. Ah, that's cool. That's nice. Holy shit. Otto's a madman. Holy shit. Are we breaking the bridge? Yeah. Oh no. It's nothing we can't outrun, right? What is that thing? Is that Petelgeuse? It is! Jeez. Oh my god, he just doesn't want to die? After having his head squished by a rock, he's still here? Oh no, not the witch cultists. Okay, let's go, Wilhelm. Just as long as a fireball doesn't come towards this carriage, because it will literally blow up and kill everyone. Aww. That's so cute. Subaru, dude, of course. We can't tell. Oh, that's so adorable. But at the same time, now she's gonna know something's up. The last level. She doesn't love either of us. She's just using us. Rom-com, their lover's heart. This is your last step. This is all for her. We're not going to stop until we get you. Until we get her to safety, rather. Oh, is that oil? Because Otto was carrying oil all the way back at the start. We're gonna use that. Holy shit! That's so cool. Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Jeez. We're gonna have to ride the land dragons without a carriage. Lad, the rest of your book is empty. Oh, the gospel. Into the fire? Wow, one good punch. And that's all it takes. Petelgeuse will return. Oh, we're riding in the empty spots, are we? Warida! Well, we wrote in the book. That's bound to be something sacrilegious to you. We're gonna break the wheel. Holy, that's it. It's over. Subaru did it. Just ahead. On his way to see a woman. All of this to save Emilia's life. Are we going to finally speak to her, say something to her, see her, spend some time with her again? It's been so long. There it is. I'll call back all the way to episode 1, and we're doing it in front of Flugel's tree. Lots of things will make sense. This is true. Pug's thinking logically. For you! He's doing it all for you. Come on, Emilia. Oh, there he is. Haha. Say something cool. Or say something stupid. That's more your style. Or just dig up the fire stones, fire crystals. There they are. Yep. That's dangerous. Yeah, Puck, you couldn't sense this? Oh, they said the words. That's crazy. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, he did it all for you, and now you know. You should understand now. Oh, nice little montage. Wait, is that a cave by where the tree was? Wait, what? Was that always there? Did we know about that? Was that under the tree? Within it? Sorry, I'm asking questions during this beautiful moment. Aww. Holy shit. Wow. Everything we did, it was for you. Yes, run to him. I thought it was ending. I was like, there's no way. No, we're not back in the real world. Tell us, idiot. So, what is this? Okay, we hear Emilia. That's good. Is he like literally on the verge of death? What? How's Petrash? Where's Petrash? Petrash. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Oh, she's covered in blood. She's lying by us though. Okay, we're on her lap. Okay, we're alive. I was like, there's no way he just died there, right? At the end of the season? Aww. I'm dead, is that it? Yeah, it's one of the first questions. Aww. That's good, that's good. Aw, Ferris is taking care of us. Everyone is here. Julius is here. Yeah, a lot has happened, Emilia. What reasons? To save her? Aww. A good reality. Forget about dreams. It's because of those 3 words that he said right as he left the carriage. You saved us all the way back in that little alleyway. It's time to be a different person. Yeah, there it is. She's not like that. Yeah. Self-proclaimed knight, Natsuki Subaru. That's him. And she knows it. Those 3 words that he said when he left the carriage. There it is again. Yeah. Aww. That means nothing to a guy like Subaru. That's hilarious. That's so cute. Aww. This is really emotional.
特別扱いなんて生まれて初めて。どうして2000個なの？俺の気持ちを表現するのに100倍じゃ足りねえからだよ。
Bro, he's so smooth with it. How is he this smooth with it?
誰かに好きだなんて言ってもらえる日が来るなんて考えたこともなかったから。
Aww.
私どうしたらいいの？
You don't have to do anything. Just be yourself.
私に気持ちを伝えてくれてるのに。
We're bringing back the first ending?
いずれちゃんとした形で、しかも OK もらうのは俺の中で決定事項なんだし。私なんかがこんな嬉しいことばっかりしてもらってこんなに幸せな気持ちで贅沢な思いなんかして。
Not at all. But yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, you're allowed to be happy. I don't think it's indulgent. Aww. Or you don't have to at all, okay? We're gonna be there no matter what. The reflections in the eyes were everything during this whole scene. Like, all they saw were each other the entire times. Aww. That's so beautiful. That's literally what Ram said to you. It's an absolute mirror image of everything you did with Ram. Like those scenes with Ram. Oh, that's all this story is about. What was he about to say? That was beautiful. That was a very, very nice ending for this season. I was not expecting it. I was expecting something awful to wrap up the season, something just really intense to grip us and make us want to start the next season immediately. But I gotta say, I really like the way they did this. It was very, very touching. And it definitely left me on a positive, nice note that I feel like I'm not anxious to get to season 2. I'm happy to get to it. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah, I think that it was the perfect choice to end it this way. That was a beautiful, beautiful season 1 finale episode. Alright, I was getting a little hot because it's very warm in the room right now, so I just took the jumper off. But yeah, wow. Also, I didn't even plan it, but I was wearing double JJK today. And yeah, that was Season 1 finale, Episode 25 of ReZero. Wow, that was honestly nothing like I was expecting this finale to be. I was not expecting it to be such a feel-good wrap-up finale. I thought it was going to really just add layers of tension and make me worried for what was to come in season 2. You know, I thought that we would lead into something that would really just make me feel on edge. I thought that it was going to, the way things were going at the beginning of the episode, I thought that maybe Emilia was going to be kidnapped, maybe also alongside the kids. I don't know where the kids kind of come into this, but I was expecting Emilia to be taken, and that it would kind of just be this really sad moment where it's like for Subaru, wow, after doing all of this for Emilia, doing all of these things to save her, to protect her, even now I still don't have her within my reach. She's still out of reach and I still have more to do. Things are not over yet. I still have to reach her. That's honestly where I thought things were going to go. The end of this episode, by the end of this episode, but I'm really honestly pleasantly surprised that things didn't go that way, because I feel like we all needed this moment. We all needed this moment between Subaru and Emilia where they have this really heart-to-heart conversation and Subaru realizes the error of his ways from way back when, previous episodes ago, several episodes ago, half the season ago at this point pretty much, and he apologizes, he explains himself, and he comes to realize, I will be a better person and I will continue to grow alongside you. And I do all of these things because I love you. And that's exactly what he is telling her here. And yeah, I think that as far as season finales go, I don't think that it's really necessarily the sort of season finale that leaves you wondering what comes next. You know, I know that there are still a lot and a lot of mysteries still within the series. And there are a lot of characters with unfinished arcs. There are a lot of characters that were introduced in episodes 1, 2, 3, whatever, who have not shown up again and have not had as big of a role as we know they probably will have at some point. But at the same time, this feels like a nice ending point for, what was it, like 4 or 5 years that between seasons 1 and 2. Like, it feels like, you know, while I want more and I do need more, I need to dive right into season 2 as soon as possible to know what comes next, to get answers to more of my questions, to answer theories that I have and everything like that, and to learn more about these mysteries. I need that. Like, I just need it. As I suspect many of you do too, and many of you did at the time. But I'm glad also that for the sake of those people that were waiting for season 2, it didn't leave off in this really dirty, nasty cliffhanger. While yes, I want to know what was said right in those final moments. Are those words important or anything, or are they kind of just exactly what we've been hearing and pretty much exactly the episode title? Like, was what Subaru said at the end the episode title? Because it came right after, it came immediately after, and that would be really cool if that was the case. But also, like, we don't have that answer. We don't know. So there's this question of, were those words important? Did he say, I will return by death and just kill her in those moments? I don't think so. I highly doubt it. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what that was about? I suspect we'll maybe get answers if it is important in the coming episodes in season 2. But I guess we'll do what we usually do here, and we'll go back and take this episode, you know, scene by scene basically, and you know, unpack what was within this, see if we can figure out something that maybe we missed, and just stuff like that. But yeah, the episode begins with Emilia and Wilhelm and the kids. You know, they're all in the carriage, and Wilhelm is saying, hey, we've sensed something coming our way. We don't think it's going to be that crazy, but we're going to send out a small group of forces, including myself, and go deal with it. That way we can take care of it before we go any further, and you should stay here and be safe with the kids. And Emilia's like, oh, but I want to come help, I want to do what I can. And Wilhelm is basically like, no, you should really stay here and protect the kids. And that's when he then says that your eyes are the same as his, and I suspect that means that he's saying she has very caring eyes, wanting to help eyes, you know, stuff like that. Because Subaru, he cares a lot about the people he likes, the people he wants to help, the people he wants to save, and he cares greatly for Emilia especially, and the things he does for her are absolutely off the charts. And he has a lot of wanting to help others, and maybe that's what Wilhelm means here, where he's seeing those same qualities within Emilia from her eyes. And I think that it's a really nice thing to hear Wilhelm say this, because we know that he is essentially an emissary for Krush, and he does not need to say these nice things to a rival for Krush. But the fact that he says these things shows how he really feels, and shows that he really means it, and that he's a good guy. Like, there's no doubting that, there's no denying it whatsoever. He's a really good person, and he recognizes the good in her, and he recognizes obviously the good in Subaru, because Subaru did things that allowed him to get closure in his life. Things like he was never able to get that closure or anything like that. So it means a lot to him that he was able to get that, and he has Subaru to thank for that. And in a way, he has Emilia to thank for that too, because Subaru is doing everything for Emilia. And I don't think Wilhelm is dumb enough not to realize that. I think he knows exactly that, and that's probably why he either decided to or was okay with traveling with Emilia, because he understands the importance of this task for Subaru to be traveling with her and protecting her. After that scene, we don't really waste any more time. Not that that scene was wasting time, but we jump immediately back to where we left off in the previous episode, which is Julius and Subaru fighting using Necht to defeat Petelgeuse. And what a cool fight this has been, because the way Julius and Subaru are able to literally fight cooperatively here. It's not so much that Subaru is fighting, but Subaru is essentially buffing the shit out of Julius and allowing Julius to see these unseen hands so that he can defeat Petelgeuse. He is doing everything in his power to fight Petelgeuse, he is fighting back with all of his spells, all of his magic, his swordsmanship, everything he learned as a royal guard. And Petelgeuse, the Archbishop of Sloth, is a natural enemy for the royal guard, especially one that Julius would have no greater honor to cut down, because this Archbishop of Sloth is a deadly fiend, one that is very dangerous, and they have no option other than to fight this thing head on. And the way that they decide to do it, I think, is very smart and very cool. And I wasn't expecting the outcome of this to go the way it did, but I think it makes a lot of sense. And I'm really glad things went this way, because we got a really cool scene out of it. But yeah, so Julius is just doing his thing. Subaru is lending his eyes, loaning his eyes out to Julius. We've got some really cool shots with Subaru kind of watching and seeing Julius within his face, so like, you know, indicating that he's acting through Subaru's eyes. And I think that those shots were really, honestly, so cool and well thought out and very, very creative. I really did like it a lot. The eye shots in general in ReZero were always a highlight. I don't know how they do it, but the reflections in eyes and the way eye colors look and the wetness of eyes, I don't know what it is about them, but yeah, ReZero's got some really good eyes, really cool looking eyes, and I'm excited to see how that continues in future seasons, you know, as the seasons get more and more modern. Not that this is an old anime, but, you know, obviously the team might have worked on a bunch of other projects. I'm not trying to shit on anyone. This season looked incredible, but I'm suspecting and expecting that they maybe get more and more good looking as the seasons go on, like the character models and animation and everything like that. So if this is the baseline, this is a damn good baseline, and I'm excited to see what comes after this. It is very strange though, seeing Subaru with a different eye color. It's very hard to get used to but I think that obviously, in terms of showcasing exactly what is happening here, it is the perfect choice. It's the right decision that they made here. I think it looks absolutely badass. It's so cool looking just seeing this as it plays out. And the fight continues. The fight rages on until things start heating up. You know, Petelgeuse is sending out countless hands. He's really just grasping for anything he could do at this point, because he seems so powerless right now. He seems like he's been backed into a corner where he has no choice but to just send out these hands. He's got no fingers, he's got nothing. He's just fighting by himself, and he's doing what it is that he can to survive. He is absolutely losing his mind as he's doing it. This cannot be. How can you do this? My love, my diligence. He is just screaming out like all these phrases to indicate that he's already lost, you know, like it's very slothful in a sense that despite the fact that he hasn't died, he hasn't lost just yet, he's uttering all these phrases to suggest that it's over. Like the fight's already done, he's lost, that's it, pack it in, bozo, and go home, right? Like I don't know how else to interpret what he's saying here. Petelgeuse's fingers are absolutely covered in blood. His eyes are popping out of his head. He looks like he's about to collapse from just the amount of screaming, and I don't know what he's feeling, like just is all bubbled up within him. But he continues to fight, surprisingly, as he's screaming like, impossible, impossible, how can this happen, this cannot be, just, you know, all the same phrases. You know, he's not really saying anything new in these moments. And Julius is just like, hey, why don't we kick things up a speed? Let's take things to a new level. And he starts zooming around. He starts using all these really fast attacks to get rid of the hands. And so Julius pulls out one of the coolest looking moves in the entire series yet, Al Clauseria. And he summons every single spirit kind, you know, like all the different magic types. So there's, I'm not going to remember all of them, but there's shadow, there's light, there's fire, is there even fire, water, wind, earth? I don't know, I'm just kind of naming elements, and wind maybe, I don't know, but he summons basically every single type within this attack, and it looks incredible. I love the effect that they went for with this, with the kind of like clear see-through with all the different colors shining off it. Very rainbow-esque, but not exactly a rainbow. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like this really beautiful amalgamation of color. I don't know how else to word that, but yeah, it's such a beautiful attack. And yeah, it's such a cool move to just use in this moment. And right then, Petelgeuse is like, I'm not going to let you take me out like this. No, it's not going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. He's just yapping, running his mouth, doing what he can to do anything but take them down, being very slothful as it is. And the most slothful thing he could do right now is create a barrier, a shield around himself, so that he no longer has to fight and he can just be safe within this barrier. So he takes that route. He doesn't fight anymore, and he just conceals himself within this stone barrier, a big dome, a stone dome with it around himself. And somehow Subaru has like, I guess it's like a fire rock. I don't know if it is like, you know, one of the fire rocks that we learned about later in the episode, if he took one from it. And this is when he pitches it as at like what, 120 kilometers per hour. I can't remember the speed that he said he could hit or he could throw, but he throws a fastball right towards the dome. Thank God he doesn't hit Julius with a real shitty throw, and it actually hits the stone dome and it blows the stone dome wide open. And that's when Julius runs in, speed of light, and stabs Petelgeuse somewhere around here. He takes him out like that. It's so quick, it's so easy. And yeah, that's the end of Petelgeuse, right? That's it. There's no more Petelgeuse. We killed him. Except it isn't the end. This is the point where Subaru senses something strange and asks Julius to drop Necht. And I guess the reason he asked Julius to stop using Necht is so that Julius wouldn't die by hearing Subaru say, I will return by death. And I guess the way it works is that living humans, I guess, anytime they hear that, they will die. Unless your name is Subaru. Well, actually, it could either kill you or it won't, you know, depends on how much you say, if you're saying it yourself to yourself. But also with the witch fiends, I guess, it doesn't kill them because they have no thought process to know what that means or anything. They don't really understand it. I guess it's beings that can understand what it is that you're saying are those that are in danger when you say that by the witch, if that makes sense. And it's just really funny seeing that Subaru in these moments is okay with Petelgeuse coming into his body, because realistically you don't know if you're going to be able to take control long enough to say the words, I can return by death. You know, like, it is a huge risk that you're taking. Like, this is your absolute biggest gamble yet, because you could die here. That's it. That's the gambit. Like, you could just be done. Like, it could take over your body and you have nothing else you can do. The spirit or the will, the whatever, the soul of Petelgeuse that lives on through others, you know, going from body to body, could have inhabited you, Subaru, and it's highly possible that there's a chance you could have done nothing about it. But of course, this is Subaru we're talking about, and Subaru is so stubborn, and his stubbornness shines in these moments. In this episode and a couple of episodes ago when Petelgeuse had taken over his body, his stubbornness just shines through in the sense that he does not let Petelgeuse take complete control. He speaks himself as himself, and he doesn't let Petelgeuse get too comfortable inside his body. And that's when he utters the words, I can return by death. He doesn't finish it. He never does. But I guess in this scene, it's good that Julius is all the way over there and Subaru probably utters these words. He doesn't like shout it out like he would normally do. He doesn't scream it. He just kind of mumbles the words enough that Petelgeuse obviously hears it, but Subaru does not harm Julius or does not put Julius in harm's way. And Subaru says something very interesting here. He says, I'll play along with you just this once. And the person he is referring to, I thought it was Petelgeuse, you know, I'll let you be in my body this one time. But he was talking to the witch in this moment. He was speaking directly to the witch of envy here. And I don't know what that means here. And I don't know, like, something just came to me here. And I don't think this makes any sense in my head because I've got no proof for this. But is Subaru somehow the witch of envy? Like, not that Subaru himself is the witch, but is the witch of envy inhabiting his body? And is that why he's been summoned here? Because the witch knows that he will get close to Emilia, a potential host for the Witch of Envy. And is that why there's all this weird shit happening with, you know, the return by death and the purple hands, all of this? Is that because the Witch of Envy is inhabiting his body? It's like the soul, the spirit, the personality, whatever it is, I don't know, that is within him. I don't know. I don't have any proof of that, so I'm kind of just going to leave it at that and move on. But yeah, it's an interesting thought that, you know, considering the fact that Petelgeuse has a spirit that can hop from body to body, and we know that the Witch of Envy could not be killed, and we don't get any indication whether that is that the Witch of Envy's body is sealed away or the Witch of Envy's spirit, in the same sense of Petelgeuse, is sealed away. Like there's no clear indication as to whether it's one or the other. So that's why my leading theory right now is that the Witch of Envy's spirit, soul, whatever, is somehow locked within Subaru. Roswell potentially knows this, and that's why Roswell's taking a great interest within Subaru here. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really peculiar question and a really peculiar thing within this series. The whole, where does Subaru come into this? What is his role? What is his purpose? What is the point in everything that he experiences? We then see the Petelgeuse that we know and love, the appearance, the body within this spirit or shadow realm, whatever it is. He's got tears in his eyes. He's overjoyed. I love you. I knew that you would come. Your love, all of this here. Just very Petelgeuse things, right? He has his hands out, reaching out for her very acceptingly, and it looks like she's reaching out to his hands too, but she goes straight through them to his chest, I guess, probably to his heart, to stop it. And what does she say? She says very coldly, "You are not the one." So I'm unsure if that's in relation to a comment Subaru made an episode or two ago where he was like, well, let's find out who the witch loves more, you or me. Or maybe it was Petelgeuse that actually said that. But that could be a direct answer to that question, or this could be in response to the body host process. Is this the witch saying that your body is not good enough to host me? And it's funny because from the brief sight that we see of the witch in this episode, the hair does look very Emilia-esque. The voice sounds pretty Emilia-esque. I'm not entirely sure, because if anyone has been watching any of the videos that I put out anywhere on this channel, I am abysmally bad at recognizing voice actors, and I don't really want the answer to that down below. I don't want you guys to tell me if it is the same voice actress or not, because that could kind of lead into like potential theories I could come up with. You know, it'll lead me in a direction opposed to me coming up with things naturally, you know, or organically. And yeah, then like we cut away as the witch seemingly slaps Petelgeuse's body away. Like, it's very dismissive of him. It's very much like, you're not even worth my time, get out of the way, and just kind of slaps him away. And I think that that's really funny, because the Witch of Envy, if this is the Witch of Envy, which it probably is, it's all but confirmed at this point, seems very sassy. And I just think that that's going to be pretty cool if we eventually get to meet the Witch of Envy and she's just a real sassy lady. I think that could be pretty fun. Subaru's like, wow, I was prepared to do this time and time and time and time again, over and over and over again, until you gave up, or until you were actually defeated. But Petelgeuse seemingly gives up after one try, and that's when Subaru very badassedly kind of is like, yeah, you were truly slothful after all. Julius drives another killing blow into Petelgeuse's chest, and then Petelgeuse like goes apeshit with his unseen hands and knocks down a bunch of rocks from a cliffside, the cliffside I guess that Subaru jumped off of, and one of the rocks comes down and it looks like it squishes his head. And so of course that's it, that is the end of Petelgeuse Romani-Conti. There is no more Petelgeuse left. That's it, he's done, his head's been squished, there's no coming back from this, he's got no body to go to. That's it. But wait, what's that? You thought that there was going to be no Petelgeuse? Well, you're crazy for that. If there's one thing we've learned in this episode, it's that this guy will not give up. This guy will not die. He will just keep inhabiting the same dead body if needs be. I think that's the craziest thing here. We learned that this being can inhabit a dead body. And so I was questioning before, like, well, why did the Witch of Envy kill Emilia if the plans are that the Witch of Envy could potentially take over Emilia's body? And now I'm learning that a spirit, a being, a will, whatever, can inhabit a dead body. And so was that the plan all along, to kill Emilia and have the witch inhabit that body? Because if the person is dead, does that mean that it's only the will or the spirit, the soul of that person that remains? Like the witch or Petelgeuse, the person that Petelgeuse was before being Petelgeuse, the body that that person was, is that no more because the body has died? And so is it kind of like the ideal candidate, the ideal person to inhabit is someone who is already dead? Questions. Even more questions. And I think it's pretty cool though that those are kind of sprinkled here without giving us anything definitive. So Julius then is like, hey, Ferris is calling for us. He says it's pretty urgent. So they rush off. They go straight to meet up with Ferris, and Ferris is like, hey, so there are firestones missing, and that's pretty dangerous. I guess that's kind of what Subaru used, and we learned that one of the carriages was carrying magic stones, but that carriage did not have those magic stones left behind because all the merchants had to leave their goods behind because they were rented out to go do rescue missions, do these other missions where they transported bodies and transported people from one place to another. So they had to unload their cargo. They had to unload their cargo. I guess one thing that was not accounted for was the magic stones, the fire stones. And these stones are very dangerous. They could explode with the right impact, the right amount of, I don't know. And it takes for Otto basically to be like, yes, so this guy is actually carrying Emilia and the kids, the guy's carriage that had the firestones, and yeah, we don't know where they are, so the only thought is that they are hidden within the carriage. And while there might not be anyone who is planning to rig them, all it takes is for like one little thing to blow them up, and we need to get there to make sure that doesn't happen. And so Otto basically is like, hey, I have a way that we can catch up, but you know, I'm kind of in a desperate situation here, so you know, if you make it worth my while, I could do it. And like, yeah, he's so real for that because like, yeah, you were kind of taken hostage here, taken prisoner, and I don't know exactly what it is you asked for in exchange here, but if it was for your freedom, that's absolutely valid. You know, you're the reason we got to Emilia in time, so thank you, Otto. You know, you finally outdone yourself here. You finally redeemed yourself of your sins all the way back when we first encountered the White Whale, when you just kind of like left Subaru to die here. You did a great thing for us, but then you also did send your land dragon back to Sea of Subaru right as you were dying. So like, I don't think you're a bad person per se. I think you were just in a really dangerous and awful position that you didn't know what to do because you've never been in a position like this. Nobody ever has. Nobody probably ever should be in a position like that. And so you were only doing what you thought you could to survive. Still shitty actions, and I don't forgive you for them, but you know, I get it. And I don't hold it too much against you, though I hope that that's the last time we ever look at you in that kind of negative light, Otto. But yeah, so Otto basically is able to speak with the animals, speak with everything. I think that Rem and Ram can do that too, right? Like they're able to communicate with the creatures and everything. Or is it not clairvoyance? I'm not actually sure, but yeah, Otto takes Subaru on an absolute roller coaster ride here. They are bouncing off cliffs, they are jumping off cliffs, they are going through water, they're going short routes over wobbly bridges on a carriage, and the carriage ends up breaking the bridge. So I feel so bad for whoever has to come after that. But yeah, they take the most perilous path possible because it is the fastest route, and they know that because Otto is able to communicate with the land dragons, and the land dragons are able to tell him, you know, through mind powers, I don't know what it is, which route is the fastest. And I think that's really cool, and that makes Otto a very, very valuable person to have on our side when it comes to transportation. I think that Otto honestly is who we need on the front lines basically in any situation to communicate with animals, bugs, birds, anything it takes to give us any possible advantage. And yeah, it was really cool to see that play out here. But yeah, we just go on this absolute badass trip here. And then that's when Petelgeuse comes out of nowhere and starts storming towards us yet again. This guy just cannot give up. But this time, it looks like his upper body is all that remains of his original body, of the body that he's been inhabiting. And the rest, spilling out the back, is kind of just like this amalgamation of like unseen hands, and it's very bug looking and it's very creepy looking, and it's kind of just going to show further that this is not a human, this is something else, this is more than that, and this is going to be had to be treated as such. We cut to Emilia with the kids in the carriage, and they're all saying that we will hold you, we're not letting go, because Subaru asked us to. And it's really touching that Emilia gets to hear this, because Subaru didn't want the kids to tell her this, and she learns that basically everything that's happening here is thanks to Subaru, and she's able to communicate this with Puck. Puck and Emilia are able to telepathically communicate with one another, which I think this is new information to us. We didn't know this before because we've always seen them speaking with one another. This is the first time we see them do it telepathically. And but it's pretty funny because before that we learn that it takes a considerable amount of mana for Puck to take physical form, and that's really going potentially to be important going forward, because if it takes that much mana to physically show up, physically appear, how much mana does it take to be that huge form, your true form potentially? Like, that's kind of scary to think about. Maybe that's why we never see Puck do it. And so then the scene with Subaru and Romani-Conti back in the carriage, it's very cool because we get to see a really desperate side of Petelgeuse. Like, Petelgeuse has always been insane, mentally unhinged, but this time we get to see a lot of desperation, almost like this is all I can do, this is something I have to do because otherwise it's over for me. And like, we know that to be true, but I guess I never expected to see this side of Petelgeuse, like this really desperate side, because Petelgeuse has always been a character who seems to know what's coming and know what to do and get out of these situations. So now that there's no way out, that's it, it's over, and all he can do is chase and scream and beg and call out. And that's exactly what he does here. He is chasing Subaru, he is behind the carriage, he is destroying the carriage pretty badly with his unseen hands, the back end of it, and causing Subaru a lot of bother. But Subaru very coldly is like, yeah, you're not going to be able to do shit, bozo, like your time is up, just go, like bye, like stop lingering. And so Subaru summons forth the power of Julius and takes down Petelgeuse with a boom. Like, it was just really cool. Like, I know it's not what it was, but it's reminding me a lot of Jotaro's pose, obviously, like the finger guns pointing. It was just so cool. It was a really badass shot of Subaru, and yeah, then using AI La, it's not La, I'm pretty sure it's Ya, like Aya. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's IA, and yeah, uses it to do fire damage to Petelgeuse, and he is burning and screaming and just asking for help and asking for the witch, for her love, and all of this nonsense, just everything that he's been begging for and screaming for the past several episodes. And that's when Subaru very simply punches Petelgeuse. And yeah, I think that's what happens anyway. I'm not looking at the screen to see the actual order of events, but he punches Petelgeuse. Petelgeuse comes back, and that's when Subaru tosses the gospel. And this gospel means more to Petelgeuse than anything else. And he reaches for it, grabs it, and then actually maybe that's when Subaru punches Petelgeuse, I think, while he's reaching for it. And that ends up knocking Petelgeuse over. The gospel ends up flying back into the carriage somehow. I don't know how, but we're not going to question it. And then Subaru takes the gospel, opens it, and I recall noticing that the pages of the gospel were empty after a while. And so while I was watching this, I was like, yeah, Petelgeuse, your time is up. Like, your gospel is empty. Like, there's no more pages in your story. Like, that's it, you're done. But Subaru takes the gospel and writes in blood, "You're finished, bucko, like that's it, GG, it's done." in other words, of course. And yeah, that's when Petelgeuse essentially dies. Like, I don't know if he accepts it in that moment, or if what is written in the gospel literally comes true, and that's it. Like, he literally dies because of that. And it's this really cathartic moment because Subaru was able to beat him using his wits, using himself, like no other power outside of himself. Well, with the help of Julius, of course, and Otto in the front, the absolute madman that he is, going down this big ass hill. But Subaru was able to do it himself, and it's just pretty sad now that Petelgeuse is gone, because Petelgeuse was such a huge figure within the series, such a huge personality, and a really fun one to just have in the background, knowing that this presence is lingering and not knowing anything about him. But now that we know a lot about him, and that he doesn't seem as scary as he initially was, now that we have plans to combat him, it's both like, yeah, I think it's ready and time to move on from him, but it is pretty sad because, like, he was just a lot of fun to have around, right? He was a really fun character, despite all the awful shit that he did. Wilhelm points Subaru in the right direction towards Emilia, and Subaru just dashes right there. And when he gets there, he doesn't even like say anything to Emilia. He jumps into the carriage, kind of has this moment where he's staring at her, probably because it's the first time he's really actually seeing her without acting for a very long time. You know, like the whole situation where he put on the cloak, he was kind of trying to hide his face, so he didn't really look at her. I don't think he was kind of, I don't know why there's like a lot of vehicles just going past really loud right now. He was trying to not be noticed and everything like that, so he was looking past her, and this time he's staring right at her. He's seeing the person he fell in love with, and it's the first time she's seeing him in so long. And for Subaru, it feels like a lot longer than it has been for Emilia, because he has had to relive these moments time and time again. And he just very, very sadly almost like looks away and gets straight to business. So he gets these crystals and he just leaves immediately. That's when Puck pops out and is like, wow, that makes a lot of sense now. The fact that Subaru came here to get this was a big potential danger for us. And if Subaru has been the one doing everything, putting all these plans in place, making all these efforts, then that makes a lot of sense. And Emilia's just like, how does it make sense? But it's because of then what Subaru says as he goes to ride off, "I love you." And then we see the tree, which I'm a dumbass. I, for some reason, was so confused when I saw the whale carcass. I was like, is this a cave that I never knew of? Like, where did this cave come from? But it's simply because of the, I guess, the degradation of the body, that it's got this color. And it obviously looks like, now that I see it again, it looks like it's been hacked away at, because, you know, you can see the kind of like a fleshy look, but like this really blue color on it. And Subaru runs in there, tosses the fire crystals, and tries to get away as fast as he can. But those fire crystals are very powerful, especially when there's as many as there are. So the explosion goes off within the whale carcass, and that's when Subaru is basically tossed off Petrash. And I'm worried for Petrash in this moment more than Subaru, because I know if Subaru dies, he'll come back and everything, but Petrash could have potentially died here while Subaru didn't. And Petrash is such a good girl that when it shows Subaru lying on the field, Petrash is just lying right next to him. She's such a good girl. Like, she's just always there for him, and she's ready to just be by him no matter what happens here. And yeah, like, Subaru's thinking he's dead in these moments, but poor Petrash has been burnt, and it does look pretty bad. But thankfully we learn shortly after that Ferris is tending to Petrash's burns, and Subaru wakes up on Emilia's lap, and he starts making all these silly jokes immediately, but he's happy, he's content, and he's at peace in her lap here. And it's nice to finally see something like this happening again because it's been a while, right? And then that's when we kind of hark back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this post-hoc analysis, where we have this fairly lengthy conversation between Subaru and Emilia. It's like 5 minutes long, but I guess by ReZero conversation lengths, considering episode 18 was simply an entire conversation between Rem and Subaru, I guess this isn't that long. But, you know, it is still very lengthy for any anime to have a conversation just happen that is this long. But this is a very important one. It is one where they both really open up to one another. They share their feelings for one another. Emilia doesn't necessarily share feelings of love for Subaru, but she accepts the words that Subaru is saying, that he loves her and that he wants to be there for her. He wants to help her, protect her, be there no matter what, be by her side. And Emilia is just like, I've never had this kind of positive reinforcement before. Well, it's not really positive reinforcement, but I've never had these kind of positive feelings before where someone has exclaimed all these things for me. I don't know what to do. I've never had friends. I've never done this. I've always been a kind of outcast. I've always been shunned. I'm a half elf. I look like the Witch of Envy. Are you sure you want to say these things to me? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because I have never had anyone look at me the way you have. I've never had anyone speak to me the way you have. And Subaru shares everything he's been feeling. He shares everything he's thought. And it's really beautiful. The touching scene just continues. And yeah, I'm not really going to go through the whole conversation here because I feel like there's not really anything I can add here, because they're just kind of finally saying the things they've been thinking, saying the things that they've wanted to say to one another, I think. And yeah, it's just the thing that I want to say though in these moments is that, well, there's two things, right? The reflections, like I said, in the eyes they're everything. They are so incredible. The way that Subaru only sees Emilia in his eyes, the way Emilia only sees Subaru in her eyes, it has so much meaning here. And I think that it was just perfect. I think that what they did here was beautiful. It was very touching. And Subaru has a lot of riz. That's the other thing I wanted to say. I did not expect this man to have as much riz as he's got. He is winning her over so well with his words, and he's really doing everything to mend the mistakes that he made all those episodes ago. He's building bridges towards a better future. He is ensuring that Emilia knows, while I was saying all these things before, I was saying those things selfishly. I thought that you would like that, but I know now that that's not the kind of person you are. That's just the things I thought someone would want to hear, and I was saying those things for myself. But what I'm going to say now is that I want to be there for you. That's it. I was doing those things for me, but I want to do those things for you, but for myself. I just want to be there for you. I love you. You know, like, it's very well done here. Also, you'll have to forgive me. I'm very close to wrapping this up and someone's decided to cut grass. Like, what crazy timing. Subaru says some of the most touching things I've ever seen within an anime, you know, like, say, like, complimenting you 100-fold is not enough, so I want to compliment you 1,000-fold. Like, it's crazy, just the things he is saying here. It's so good. And Emilia thinks she's not deserving of this. She thinks she's not worthy, and she's ready to overflow with all this happiness that she is feeling. And so that's when Subaru says, if you feel like you're going to overflow, share that happiness with others. It's a good thing to do, and I think it is a really nice sentiment that he shares here. Another really cool thing here is that we started this kind of like conversation with the current ending, the second ending, which is about Emilia being by herself and longing for anything, longing for Subaru, longing for feelings, longing for all of this. Like, that's how it starts. But once she kind of accepts all of that, we kick straight to the first ending, which is, you know, all about like, don't leave me behind, you know, like, stay with me. Yeah, I think that that's a really cool switch up that they did here. I really appreciated it, and I love that we got to hear the first ending all over again, because that ending is incredible and I love it so much. And yeah, what a perfect ending to this episode. And Emilia saying, thank you, Subaru, for saving me. That harks back to Rem, Subaru saving Rem, and her feeling the same way, looking at Subaru the same way, the same kind of lighting, the same kind of scene. So it's just really strange that that's very kind of mirrored here, and maybe Subaru's face reflects that, where he kind of stares dumbfoundedly and he's really like confused, but then he smiles and goes to say something, and that's when we get the episode title of That's All This Story Is About, and that's in response to thank you for saving me, Subaru. So this whole story is about Subaru saving Emilia. That's what this has all been about. That's what these past 10 episodes have been about. This whole journey that we've been on in the past 10 episodes has been about saving Emilia. Beautiful. What a beautiful episode title. What a beautiful episode. A beautiful way to end this season. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up because they're cutting grass and it is very annoying. But yeah, I do want to do more ReZero content before I check out season 2. So please stay tuned for that. I will post updates on the community tab, what my plans are for that. But yeah, there might not be any ReZero content next week. I might take just a little week break so that I can get some of the other stuff up and going and I can record stuff, you know, just get ahead of myself for stuff like Free Reign, stuff like Steins Gate, and maybe some other stuff that I'm planning to do. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this journey that has been ReZero Season 1. This has been an absolute wild ride. You guys voted for this. This was the #1 winning series on the poll that I made with 60 series that you guys wanted me to check out. You guys wanted me to watch this, and it has been an absolute pleasure. It has been a joy, and it's been so much fun thanks to all of you. So thank you, all of you, for joining me on this season 1 journey. I cannot wait to check out season 2. It's going to be a wild ride, I'm sure. We're going to get plenty more crazy content. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below letting me know how excited you are for what is to come in the future for ReZero. I hope that you're able to have a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.